Hello, friends, and welcome to today's episode of the Self-Improvement Project. Well, it is good to be back. For those of you who listen regularly to the podcast, you'll know that this is the longest break I have ever taken from doing an episode since I started in May 2020. And for good reason. My partner and I had a wee boy back on the 25th of July. So we have been completely immersed in living that life, in the special moment that it is, bottling it up. It's obviously one of the most amazing things in life, but it's also a moment in time that you can only experience for the first time once, if that makes sense. We have many of these moments in our life, but actually being aware that this is the first time you'll experience it makes it so much more special. It allows you to soak it up more. It allows you to bottle it up and revisit it when you ever want to recall upon it as well. So we are all well, we are all healthy. I trust you have been well. And this has been a happy moment in life. There will be times of where there are lows, just like everything in life. But I trust you are well, and that if you've been missing me, that you've been potentially revisiting some of the timeless episodes that I've done over time as well. So that's summer almost over. We are coming into the second half of the year. Seasonality is always an interesting perspective to take. It can sometimes be a nice reset, but it can also be a good time to reflect on what's happened so far. Whether that's this year, whether that's the last 5 years. Looking at everything that's changed and looking at everything that's remained the same. Now, I've had some lovely messages as well from people, and I've started writing again. And what I want to bring to you today is the idea around the power of taking a pause. When we decide to do something, whether it be the first time or picking it up or trying something a bit different, we're usually motivated. There's usually something sparking that. For instance, I'm taking up a bit of running again because one of my friends is running a half marathon, so that sparked me and motivated me to go and do it. We all have these moments in our life and people in our life that can give us that little bit of motivation, which is great. We need to use that in a positive manner. However, when we have these things, we can reach a moment of not burnout, but staleness. We realise that we're doing fine, but that spark isn't there anymore. It's a little bit of grinding it out. And for me, I'm not going to be a marathon runner. That's not what I'm passionate about. It's not what I live and breathe for. So I will experience that. However, it's important to do things that make us feel good. Act in the moment. lean into that little bit of spontaneity as well. But what I'm liking to think about today is doing the things that we come back to. We almost circle back to them. Now, I know I'm not going to be a marathon runner, but I've absolutely loved sport and exercise since as long as I can remember. Some of my earliest memories were enjoying playing sport. So anything connotated or alluding to that is going to motivate me. It's going to give me that fresh perspective. But it's something that I always circle back to. It's something that is a part of me. It's a part of my life and a part of my identity. So there's a theme there that we can potentially follow in our life when it's cropping back up for one reason or another. You might have heard of the term falling out of love. And this is when things become maybe too intense, or there's external pressures that begin to form because maybe we're really good at something and we have to take it more seriously and take on some more baggage that comes with that success. Or it might just be we're good at it and we need to do what we're good at. Even if we end up losing the thing that got us into that in the first place. Whether it was playing with your friends or whether it was because you were naturally good at it, it made it fun. But now if you're naturally good at something and you're expected to do it, it's not as fun. I know I'm talking very open-endedly at the moment, but that's to hopefully make you think about how it relates to yourself, the experiences that you've had in your life, and these things that potentially circle round and crop up in your life. And you're maybe not sure whether to feed that, to go back to it, to explore the opportunity that is potentially there. But we need to come back to the joy, the love of. Always finding the why behind why you first did it, or the why behind why you were enjoying it, can always provide respite. And it can be quite magical because it doesn't matter what anybody says. It'll always remove that because you're just focusing on why you're doing it rather than getting caught up in everything else. So the power of pausing, obviously very recent for me, but when we pause, it's not quitting, it's not giving up. It's almost a little bit like a reset. By pausing, it gives you a chance to step back. It gives you a chance to breathe a little. And it allows you to look at and reevaluate your why behind you turning up to do whatever this thing is. Something that is beautiful about it as well is you see the gap that is created in your life. You see what you miss that you were perhaps taking for granted before. Maybe the feeling that it gives you, the motivation that it gives you, the pride that it gives you. When we're good at things, we obviously take natural pride in it. But when that's taken away from you, that removes a part of who you are. Sometimes this can only be accessed by pausing, taking a break from whatever it is that you do. Never let the idea of motivation remove that for you either. I have thoroughly enjoyed sitting down to record this today. I have thoroughly enjoyed writing a little bit more again. And this all comes back to that moment you don't want to do it. That moment you need to go for a run that you promised yourself that you would do. When you could just sit on the couch and watch telly and eat some snacks. That it is a millisecond that we can change it. But seeing all of the greatness it can create, seeing all of the wonderful satisfaction it can bring you, whether it's your peace of mind, whether it's your pride, is wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. And sometimes we do just need to stop in order to realise that. I've realised that time's going quicker the older I get. I've said this before. But sometimes just taking a couple of sessions, a couple of days, a couple of weeks, even a month, like in my instance, of a pause is nothing in the grand scheme of life. You can always come back to the thing that you truly love. Yes, time goes quick, and we want to be in a position where we're older and we can look back with so much pride that we've turned up and we've done what we wanted to do in life. But you're never going to look back at that session you missed or that day you didn't do it. You will if you stop forever, but you can always pause. And the power of the pause can give you that power back into what you do. You're almost reinvesting it. You're giving it that chance to rest, to come back and be recuperated and even stronger from now on. So what's the thing in your life that you could do with taking a pause from? What is something that you truly enjoy in life but is maybe exhausting you a bit at the moment? What's something that would benefit both of you, whether it's you and the thing, if you did take a little bit of time to step back and recuperate? It could be something creative. It could be something social. It could be something work-related. It could be anything you want it to be. But having that awareness that stopping, reflecting, and then going back to it, the impact that can have can be great. So enjoy it. Feel reassured by it. Have that self-assurance in yourself that you trust this process as well. Anyway, guys, I will close there. It is absolutely wonderful to be back. And if you fancy reading some of my work, subscribe to the Sunday Thoughts email, which go all the way back to April 2021. Or if you want to delve deeper into things, you can find all of my content, ebooks, previous writings, previous podcasts, anywhere you like through this. So, it has been a joy to be back, a pleasure, and I truly look forward to seeing you all next time. Cheers.